Outlaw Law is brought to you by Whitaker and Hamer, attorneys and counselors at law. Your law firm for life.
Welcome back into the Outlaw Lawyers. Josh Whitaker, Cassandra Nicholas, and Taylor Scruggs-Smith joining us on the program today. I'm Morgan Patrick, consumer advocate. Josh, Cassandra, and Taylor, they can be found at Whitaker and Hamer Law Firm, the power behind this program. And again, they are practicing attorneys here in North Carolina. Josh and Joe Hamer, who's normally here, managing partners of that firm. Joe, not feeling well. He is on assignment today. Offices located for Whitaker and Hamer, Raleigh, Garner, Clayton, Goldsboro, Fuquay, Varina, and Gastonia. And if you've got a legal situation, as we get into all these different topics and you've got some questions, you can always contact the firm. 800-659-1186. That's 800-659-1186. Leave your contact information, briefly what that call is about, and an attorney with Whitaker and Hamer will be in touch. And you can always email your questions to the program, questions@theoutlawlawyer.com. And check out that website. It's a nice one, theoutlawlawyer.com. We're going to go to the golf course, Josh.
Do you know what LIV Golf stands for? Do you know this?
I don't know what it stands for. I just know it's causing a whole bunch of brouhaha.
I did not. I just assumed it, was an abbreviation for something. I didn't know what it was. I thought maybe it was even like a abbreviation for something in a foreign language. But I actually was reading last night, and so this is what this article tells me. It says the name LIV, L-I-V, is a reference to the Roman numeral for 54, the score if every hole on a par 72 course were birdied, and the number of holes to be played at LIV events.
And I think, guys, everybody out there that plays golf can correct me if I'm wrong, but I think they've got some kind of weird, wicked bonus if someone actually cards a 54 in a LIV event.
They got a lot of money over there.
They have a lot of money.
All right, so just to explain, when did this LIV come in? I mean, I only remember hearing about it for like the past 6 months or so, but I guess this just recently came into existence.
Yeah, I mean, it's been in the works for, I think, a number of years, and finally, you've got someone in Greg Norman who has kind of always been at odds with the PGA. He is kind of the focal point and the lead figure, but his backing is the Saudis. And there's a lot of question marks. The Saudis are in a lot of things. They're in F1. They're in Premiership Soccer. And they're being accused of trying to sports wash what they're doing. And their human rights records, it's just awful. And so there's been a lot of issue with what they were doing, how much money they're throwing at some of these stars, how much money they've given them to come on over. Phil Mickelson's one of the big names. DJ Dustin Johnson, who played his college golf right down there in Myrtle Beach, very popular, top 50 player. These guys are some of the top players in the world, but they're taking large amounts of money as a tip to come over. They've shortened the rounds. They're only playing 3 rounds. They play Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and the purses are huge. And they have a team concept, too. So they have an individual purse, and then they have a draft, and you have 4 players per team. And if one of the players on the team wins, everybody gets a piece of that. So in theory, if you won the golf tournament, you could win $4, $5, $6, $7 million as the individual, but you could tack on another $3 or $4 million. So you could walk out of a tournament with about $12 million for 3 days of play. So you can understand why some of these contract workers, these golfers, these commission-only guys, are taking a serious look at it, and they're trying to play off all of the negativity about the Saudis. And then it's a little bit hypocritical when you look at how much the Saudis are involved with over here anyway. And people are starting to scream about the golfers. So I think the PGA and LIV they're going to have to kind of sit down and figure it out. It's not going to be anytime soon, though.
Is that PGA's issue? It's a philosophical issue only related to it being like Saudi-backed money, or it's an actual just like they don't want a competitor.
They don't want a
That's
competitor.
it.
Yeah, the PGA. So the way I had to sit here and think about it from a legal perspective is, if you play for the Charlotte Hornets, you got a contract, right? You're a contract employee. If you play with the Carolina Panthers, you got a contract. PGA is just a tour, and you can come as long as you meet the rules and do what they say. You come and play, but you're not employed by the PGA. You don't have a contract. You're an independent contractor.
So they, in theory, shouldn't be able to limit what the independent contractors are doing outside of their time at PGA events. They could get money and work for whoever they want.
And again, just from a numbers standpoint, it's going to be difficult to figure out world rankings. They're not playing the same. They're not playing the same golf. They're not playing 72 holes. They're not playing the same fields. So it's a very slippery slope. The initial conversations that you're going to hear is, it's a money grab. A lot of these golfers are older. They're on the twilight of their careers. They're looking at retirement. They're looking
nice retirements.
They're looking at really, really big cash. And again, I said this early on in the program. I don't know how much longer LIV's going to be there. So some of these guys might be thinking, you know what, I'm going to take the big money up front. I'm going to take a lot of heat. But then eventually, maybe through a legal situation, they're going to be able to get back onto the PGA Tour. They're going to be able to play in a lot of these events. Right now, the British Open's available. Obviously, they played that. A number of the guys were in that. But these other majors, how's the Masters going to handle it? Things like that, stateside, going to be very interesting to watch.
Yeah, so the PGA is taking the position early on, like, hey, if you take this money to go play on the LIV Tour, you will not be welcome back. You will. Your card will be taken. You will not be able to play PGA Tour events. And they've taken that stand early. And then people still after the fact went and took the money, which I'm not saying is wrong, but the PGA stance is, we told you not to do it. If you're going to do it, you couldn't play. Now you can't play. And so there's 13 players who took the money, went to the LIV Tour. They filed a federal antitrust lawsuit, basically saying the PGA is a monopoly, and they're not allowing them to play for arbitrary reasons. And anyway, so this is something that's going to get heard at some point, but they filed an injunction because they wanted to get in the FedEx Cup.
Right.
Yeah, so 3 of the players filed it for an injunction. It was heard in federal court. The federal judge did not side with them and said the PGA, at least now, is within their rights to do this. And so it's going to have to go through the normal process, but there will be a trial on it at some point. And honestly, I think the PGA loses this one, but we'll see. I don't know. Taylor, big golf fan. I don't think you said anything this segment.
I know when I'm not supposed to speak. Golf is not my thing.
Yeah, I'm not I can't speak to a lot of things. Like, I'll play golf. I don't watch a lot of golf because I will instantly fall asleep if golf is on the TV. And
I get the side eye when I like to play. I like to watch. It'll be a beautiful day outside, and Michelle will sit and just kind of look at me. She's going to sit in here and watch golf, and I go, honey, it's a major. She goes, a what? And it's beautiful outside.
Would be my question too.
Yeah, and so it's different strokes for different folks. Sorry, a little golf there.
If it's a nice day, I really want to be in the lake. If it's a nice day, there's no reason not to be at the beach or to be in the lake or to be in the water. But yeah, everybody, hey, I still watch professional wrestling, and I can't justify that to anybody. I keep it secret like I'm doing crack cocaine. That's not something I put out there for
then you put it out there on the radio.
Not that you've ever done crack cocaine.
No, absolutely.
But you do love wrestling.
All right.
Well, we are up against it. We're going to take our final break, come back on the other side, and wrap up the program. The Outlaw Lawyers, Josh Whitaker and Joe Hamer, managing partners at Whitaker and Hamer Law Firm. Again, the power behind this program. And visiting with us today, Cassandra Nicholas and Taylor Scruggs-Smith, also attorneys at Whitaker and Hamer. They have offices in Raleigh, Garner, Clayton, Goldsboro, Fuquay Varina, and Gastonia. If you've got a legal situation that you are facing, you can always call 800-659-1186. That's 800-659-1186. Leave your contact info, briefly what the call's about, and an attorney with Whitaker and Hamer will be in touch. And you can always email your questions to the show, questions@theoutlawlawyer.com. We're back to wrap it up right after this.